It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hangout with Humanity. I guess it's afternoon for some of you, but thank you, everyone, so much for being here. Really appreciate it. We've got an updated show schedule on the other side from where it usually is, but there are some new additions thanks to John from Schuylkill River Valley. So as I say hello to people, please keep an eye on that, check that out, and see what's happening in our community. So we got Lee from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft coming from across the pond, as well as Carl from Bangotchi Junction, also on the other side of the pond. Brian Page, welcome, welcome, welcome. David Atkins coming from, I believe you're in Australia, right? Like across a couple ponds there. John 2618, Mr. Blue Comet checking in. We have John PW22 also checking in. We have John Schuylkill River Valley also checking in. Any more Johns in the house? We have Alan from Jumping Someone Else's Trains is here as well. We have Mark from M&M Rails in the house. Martin Searsma here as well. Mike from Crossed Anchors, one half of the Crossed Anchors Railroad team is here. We've got JT1 as well. Bill from New Fenris Railroad in the house. Nick from Nick's Crossings. I got to meet Nick actually last weekend. Norm Miller is here joining in on the fun. Pete Clark is in the house. Respect is earned, not given. Curious how you came up with that name. We've got Mr. Roy Eltham here as well. Steve, don't be like me. Mr. Mute Childers is in the house. Don G from the Nearly Historical Railroad is here. Mike from Wicked Insanity in the house. We've got Roy, Container Man, as well in the house. Container Man saying, you expect me to read that. And Container Man, Yes, I'm expecting you to go back frame by frame and read that each little piece, each little line over and over and over again. It looks like we've had two super stickers. I seem to have missed one of them, which I can't find right now. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my face. But Mark from M&M Rails, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And also, I'm completely forgetting who we had earlier, but I did pop it up when it popped up. I apologize. I can't remember who it is, and it's not showing up, and I don't know how to find it. Anyway, let's move on with some things. We do have some people checking in the basement as well. Oh, I can drive to it. I don't know why, Dave. I don't know. I feel like you're so interesting. I feel like there's no way you're an American because, us Americans are all just so boring, right? I mean, you're exciting and interesting. I don't know. I get so confused sometimes. Oh, Graham from Leamington Station. That's who it was. Thank you. Thank you, Graham. Dad Cooks is in the house as well. Good to see you. As I mentioned, there might be some giveaways. I made that comment, so if you want to see what happens there, it could be interesting. Could be interesting. But yeah, so let's say hello to a couple people. First, we'll bring up Mr. Childers. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, I'm doing great. I've been called a lot of things in my lifetime, but boring's never been one of them.
I would never, ever accuse you of being boring. That's for I know for sure that if I bring you up, that something is gonna go on.
Not necessarily something you want, though.
That's true. That's very true. But I know something is gonna happen. And speaking of somebody else who we know that something interesting is always gonna happen, we've got Crazy Joe joining us as well. It looks like
Hey, Joe.
Howdy.
Joe, what are you painting? That looks like you're painting a thimble or something there. That's tiny.
Ow.
That's a nice little figurine. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like when you get that all finished. I'm just muting you, Joe and Steve. I got a couple of thank yous I want to do. So if you guys want to chime in, just unmute yourself. But I do really want to thank Rick Bailey for hosting Sidetrack Sunday last Sunday, and Jason the Train Freak for hosting Modeling Monday. I know it was kind of last minute notice that I had to shift that over to them, but I'm really grateful that they were able to step in and both do some really great shows. I will be back this Monday for Modeling Monday, so I will keep going. It's over there, so I can't show it, but I will keep going on that Walthers kit that I've been working on, and hopefully I'll get a little further, but we'll see. Also, I want to thank everyone that attended the Northlands meet and greet, both in person and virtually. And I want to thank Jason for being a co-host. If you haven't seen it, last week, we did a meet and greet at Northlands. There were several people there, and there are several people that put up videos on it. And I'm hesitant to do this because I know I'm going to miss somebody, but Nathan DeLay was there, and Nathan's got a 3-part series. Nathan actually ran some of his trains that he made on the layout. They let him actually run his own trains on the layout, which was really great. Dackman Productions was there. Nick from Nick's Trains was there and put a video up. Pappy from Trigoglin drove 8 hours from Ohio to come to Northlands, and he was our farthest away that came, but he was there as well. My dad came as well with 2 friends of his. Who am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting somebody. Dackman. Oh, Keith, CAMP, was in the house as well. And I do want to just take a moment and thank Northlands. They were very generous with their hosting, and they've actually put out an offer. If anybody ever wants to come and shoot videos or do a live stream. Oh, Ian. How can I forget Ian? Ian from Lehigh River Valley was there with his wife and his young son as well. Um, but if anybody ever wants to do something there, if someone wants to do a live stream from there, if someone just wants to go down there and shoot a video, they would love to partner with different YouTubers, and um, they're really looking to be a part of the model railroading community. So if anybody wants to do something down there, they can reach out to me, or they can reach out directly, and they'd love to have us. So that's that. Hello to Is There Steph joining us? Lackawanna Rail Fan Tyler's joining us. Dave Sparky 107's in the house. Let's see. Keith is here. CAMP. Sorry, Keith, I forgot about you, but I remembered. I remember. I do want to thank Dad's Cooks, becoming a new member. As I'm monetized, I have turned on YouTube memberships. You can I still plan on keeping the Patreon at least for a while, but you can now also be a member on YouTube or do super chats or super stickers or any of that stuff right through YouTube as well. So Dad Cooks, thank you for joining as a YouTube member. Yeah, Nix, I turned 3 hours of footage into 40 plus minutes, so you can check out his view. And what I really liked about a little bit what we did on the live stream is we had two people streaming, myself and Keith were streaming, and you got to see different areas of it. And I just thought that was really fun, and I liked going back. And yeah, Dad Cooks, you do get the Humanity Junction little logo after your name if you're a YouTube member. But being able to show different people's perspectives and to go back later and watch people's videos of their perspective of it, I thought was really interesting because we all see different things, and it's a big place. It's not prototypical model railroading. It is fantasy, but it's just, there are some areas that are very prototypical, and it was just really great. Mark, thanks for reminding everybody and documenting it for us as well. Much appreciated. Let's see, who else do I got? The Northlands. I also need to just and unfortunately I don't think either of them are here yet. But hey, Anthony Dodge is here. Evans N Scale, Rat Mountain Railroad in the house as well. Let's see, who else? I just saw somebody. Tim CP368's here. Oh, as well as Tim from Island Scenics, or the old Island Scenics. It's now called Tim's Trains Modeling and Adventures in the house. Mark, I know, and I appreciate it, and I give as good as I get, so we're all good there. But I do want to thank David from Carolina Foothills, David Knight, for the Sun Solar Series card that he sent. And I am very happy to say that Marty Misner from MNM Rails, his local hobby shop had the Neoweiss Comet car, and he sent me this with this nice little note. So I now have all of the MTL Solar Series cars that were released. I put together a video of everything without the Neoweiss car that I haven't finished yet, and then I got the Neoweiss car. So anyway, in addition to that, Marty actually sent me this Mirror Maze Funhouse Circus kit too, which looks like a really fun kit to put together. So now, now I've got some more circus stuff that I've got to get to. So just special thanks to those two for doing that. Oh, and I just I just looked up and noticed. You see the GG1's in the middle again. For some reason the this keeps disconnecting, but on the inner track, I've got my Conrail GG1 4800 pulling some Barnum circus wagons, and on the outside is the American Train Lines cars. Let's move this a little bit more. And then in honor of Sparky, we've got the cabooses going in the background. I didn't get any more cabooses since last time, but there's a nice collection of cabooses. So let's back this up real quick. So Nick says, yes, I saw that Williams Bachman does has a Ringling Brothers circus cars in O scale. And I haven't gotten it because so far I didn't have any O scale. I had N scale, I had Z scale, I had HO scale, and I had G scale in those are the scales that I had. So I got to admit something that I don't really want to admit, but I'm going to admit it anyway. I made a mistake. So I've got a little bit of a GG1 obsession. As you can tell, there's two of them here on Z scale. I've got a couple N scale GG1s. I have an HO scale GG1. And, every time you kind of look on eBay, of course, you see the O scale GG1s. And I kind of made a mistake. So I thought, there was plenty of time left. So I was like, I'm just, this one seems cheap enough. It was actually an O gauge dual motor magnet traction GG1. If you don't know the O gauge ones, they kind of look like if you took a GG1 and like you squished the two ends together on it. It's like a GG1 that like got shrunk a little bit, but it only shrunk in a week. So I bid $5 over what was the top bid, thinking that there's plenty of time. Somebody else is going to bid on this thing. Like, I'm not going to win it, but, it was just kind of fun. Like, I'm going to bid on something, O scale or whatever. Well, nobody else bid. So what that means is that I've now got an O gauge GG1 coming my way, but I've got no track to run it on. I got no transformer because everything I own is DC. So I've got no way to even... it did it again. It disconnected. I'm just going to leave it. It's just going to keep running.
Your obsession with GG1s is worse than mine with E units.
Yeah, it's... So now I've got... It's an O gauge GG1, not an O scale GG1. So it's not like one of those, like, it's not the big behemoth GG1, but it still runs on O gauge track now. Right. So now I'm out looking for some O gauge track, and I think I want tubular track. I think it's an O gauge locomotive. I think O27 tubular track. I think that's the direction that I want to go. So if anybody knows where I can get some cheap of that, the old school tubular O track and an old school transformer, I'm now in the need of some O scale track. So, yep, I've done it. I don't have anything in OO scale. I don't have anything in TT scale or T scale. Oh, I do have S scale also. I guess I have, like was mentioned earlier, there's the kit. Oh, interesting. Menards tube track work. I have not seen Menards. Oh, David, I would so appreciate that. I'm looking for enough to kind of do a loop. So that, that's what I'm looking for. Tim, O scale is the way forward. I don't think I'll be going back to N anytime soon. That is just too funny. That is too funny. Um, but yeah, so I made another mistake. I've got another scale going on, which creates, of course, a whole nother level of space issues that I have. Um, Before I get to the giveaways, which is the next thing on my notes list, I do want to just say hello to John PW22. How you doing, John?
Oh, John.
Can you hear us, John?
Apparently not.
Maybe,
Hi.
maybe not.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, we got you now.
I'm just turning off my TV because I can see you twice.
Oh, there you go. We don't mind if you see us twice. All I worry about is if you hear us
Good.
twice and then we get
That's
that echo
excellent.
loop. So as long as we don't have that going on, we're in good shape.
Yeah, it's nice to see everything on a big screen.
Yeah, absolutely. I have multiple screens myself so that when I'm watching stuff, I can make it big. Really quick, because Marty just joined in. Marty, you missed it, but thank you so much. I got the Neoice car and I got the kit to put together. And if you want to see the thank you, you can rewind it or just I think I've already told you, but thank you so much for that. So John, I think this is your first time here. You want to tell people a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, I'm from the UK. I live in Bristol in the UK. I've been on YouTube quite a few years. I'm over 900 subscribers now, so I'm working towards 1,000, which is nice. But I've not uploaded a lot on there for quite a while, and the main reason is because I've been concentrating on trying to get some software working. So I'm using JMRI. Be quite happy to share some of that with you if you wanted me to do a screen share, show you some of the stuff I'm doing.
What scale are you working on?
00.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense. Being in the UK.
Yeah,
as well.
I've got you were saying about different gauges and stuff and scales just now. I started out with an O gauge triangle layout when I was a kid. My grandfather bought me, so that's what I played with on the floor. The Blue Flyer, high mech, British locomotive, and plastic carriages, plastic engines, battery driven. We played with that for years around the house, around the garden, anywhere, up and down the stairs.
Yeah. You mentioned JMRI. Are you using like Panel Pro and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
Should I share my screen? I'll show you what I've been doing.
Yeah, if you've got like a little 2 to 3 minute introduction to your setup, that would be awesome. And John from Schuylkill River Valley just posted the link to your channel as well. So if people are interested in what you share, they can definitely head over there and give you a subscribe, and maybe we can get you a little bit closer to 1,000.
Thank you.
Alan, thank you for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. And now Alan gets the Humanity Junction logo at the end of his name as well. So I don't see your screen share yet, John.
I just want to check with you. I'm going to share audio, but the volume on the audio comes through a bit loud sometimes, so I'm just making sure it doesn't deafen anybody.
Gotcha. We all appreciate that.
I'll just tweak that down as low as it can go without making it disappear altogether. Sometimes I've got some bells and things going, and it's Right.
So are you in your train room now, or are you
No,
about
I'm
to?
sitting in my living room. I'm using the simulator. I'll explain that. Right. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Wow. Look, you are really using JMRI, aren't you?
Wow.
I've been working on this for a few years. Would you believe? It's not ideal, and the reason it's not ideal is because, well, the layout isn't built yet. I've got the layout. I mean, if you watch my YouTube videos, you'll see where the layout will be going. You'll see some of the boards that are in the kind of right place, but it's not constructed properly yet. Partly because I'm focusing on trying to get JMRI to run automatic trains. So I'm using the simulator with JMRI, but also I've been playing a lot with operations, which I do like. So you can see the
So
icon, the train
your layout
icons.
is started but not finished yet, but you're
Not even
using.
really properly started. I've got some small bits which are kind of in the right place and kind of done. But I've certainly got this the scale of the thing on some videos with trains running around. But I've developed a plan in AnyRail software, and then I imported into JMRI. So it just brought the whole thing in, and then I've been working with it from there. So I'm at the stage of starting to clear space a bit and get the wood into the attic, and so on. But it's been too cold here to do a lot up there this winter. It's just continually being too cold. So
Wow.
I like
Yeah, but
simulating. I like playing. Yeah.
that's quite the plan you've got there.
It's if you can see the at the moment there are some trains being simulated to drive around. If I can, I think they're all stopped at the moment, but there's a script which automatically moves the block sensors on, and with the dispatcher auto trains, it will run trains around. I mean, I'm on the JMRI community, and I'm working with people to resolve a few glitches because every so often something doesn't quite work as you might want. It's quite involved setting up automatic train running, even just using the simulator, not without with any connection to any actual layout. It's still a challenge to do that, but it's getting there. And at
I
the
didn't know
moment,
you could do all of that with JMRI. I knew like there's a guy that I watch, Rule One Model Railway, who uses, I think it's iTrain,
yeah,
to do all of his automatic stuff. I didn't realize that JMRI did that much
no, I think
automatic stuff as
it's
well.
it's a part of this the product which I think is not used very much, and partly it's not used because it is actually so difficult to set up. It's
Oh,
not designed like some of these other pay for systems where it's a very intuitive interface. You actually have to dig in and work things out, and then some of it hasn't been used very much yet, so it's very much in its early days. So I think we'll see it develop and become more robust and more integrated. And I've got some I keep having ideas about how it can be improved and what we can do.
are you
So
a like computer programmer? Do you have a
yeah,
background in that type of
yeah,
thing?
that's my background. I'm
Okay.
currently unemployed, so hoping well, I've got a couple of job applications in for new things. I got made redundant in November, um, part of the turn down in the aerospace
Yeah.
industry. So
Yeah, a lot of us are dealing with job stuff these days. I've not to keep bringing it up, but I just had my 1 year unemployment anniversary, so it's
uh,
been a time, that's for sure. But so on the videos that you're doing, are you showing more detail about how you set this up, and like what can people see in the videos that are currently on your channel?
yeah, I'll stop sharing that for a minute, and you can see me again,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, I've been I put a few videos on. I did attempt to do some live streaming, and with our old router, we were having problems with drop frames all the time, so I abandoned that. But I'm imminently going to be doing live streaming and talking about what I've been doing with JMRI, and and the operations side of it, because I've got all the trains on there generated through the operation side of it, and then that links in with dispatcher, so you can then choose to run a train from operations, and it will send that train around the layout based on what I've got a long way to go, and a huge amount of investment in order to get the hardware in place to get the layout up to working. But the plan is that's what we'll be doing. So everyone can join in, follow along, watch how it progresses, and contribute hopefully to the channel in the same way they do with yourself and other channel owners. So.
If you need any support at all with help getting set up with live streaming, I'm more than happy to help with any sort of questions or anything you have.
Oh,
so
appreciate that. Yeah. It's not for the faint-hearted sometimes, and other times it seems to be easy. But
yeah, there are some things you don't think you need to think about that come back to kind of bite you sometimes.
Yeah.
And I mean, being a software programmer, you'll figure them out, I'm sure, as time goes on. But if you want a little help getting kick-started, I'm more than happy to help out with that, as I'm sure a lot of people are.
It's a great community, and I've been keeping my head down a bit in the hope that I can kind of turn up with something which is fully fledged. But I'll be honest, I'm still seeing little glitches here and there. But I can't, at this minute in my life, if I hang back, I'll be not doing anyone a favor. So I think what I've got to do is just go ahead and start with what I've got, and hopefully the community will knuckle down and we can see some real progress made.
Yeah, and this joke of sort of blame Heath has kind of come up or whatever, but I think the whole thing of model railroading for me, and I mean, yes, the community is great. Yes, I love the model trains. Like, it's all really great. But what I think is so intriguing to me is that it's troubleshooting in so many different areas, and then figuring out how you can get all those different pieces to work together into sort of creating one cohesive thing. So yeah, I think for me at least, and part of what I try and show on my channel is a bit of that process. It's not just about like, here is the completed result, but to also kind of show like, here were the hundreds of mistakes that it took me to get here. Like, I didn't just, like you say, you didn't just wake up one morning and everything was working.
No.
It's the process of it. And I think that process is, for me, what's the most interesting about it. So
yeah, absolutely. It's this constant tension between having something which people are going to click on because it's amazing, or something which is actually going to really engage people long term because they're learning from it. And it's a fine balance between those two, isn't it?
Very, very fine balance. And I mean, obviously, with 900 subscribers, you're doing something right in the niche we're in. Getting to 1,000, I think, is a big deal for our niche. So being as close to it as you are, like, you obviously have some sense of what people are interested in watching. So yeah, I would, just from my experiences, I'd encourage you to show the mistakes, and I think we learn a lot from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of mistakes, I'm thinking of trying something live right now for the first time that is either going to go horribly wrong, or someone's going to end up winning a giveaway prize. So as people know, I was recently at Northlands, and they have these cars. There's the caboose and there's the box car. and I also have some stickers. So what I wanted to do is we're going to attempt to give away the caboose. I don't know what's so funny about that, Andy. Show the mistakes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, H&H Express. John, I don't know if you know this, but I actually just crossed 1,000 subs like 2 weeks ago myself. So,
Oh, cool.
You know, when you get to 900, it's you know, it's just this like thing. It's like, oh, you're so close, but so far.
Been at 916 for a while, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, let's see where you are after my stream. Hopefully, you'll get a couple more out of it. There's probably a couple people here that haven't seen your stuff. You know, that will hopefully go over and join
you're very welcome.
become a subscriber. So here's what I'm gonna try. I first saw Jimmy at DIY do this. Streamlabs. You can integrate into Streamlabs this giveaway thing. So what's going to happen is I'm going to click start on this Northlands Caboose giveaway. The timer is set for 5 minutes. So in theory, 5 minutes after I click start, and you'll see a start pop up in the chat, you're going to be able to hit, type in !Northlands. And the biggest challenge is probably just typing in Northlands correctly. But you'll type in !Northlands, and what theoretically is going to happen is you will then get a ticket. And you'll get one ticket, you know, for typing that in. You can only get one ticket, so if you type it in multiple times, you'll still only get one ticket. You have to be a subscriber of my channel in order to be eligible. And theoretically, once I start the giveaway, I'll see all the tickets come in. And then 5 minutes later, John, you're at 920 right now. So theoretically, after 5 minutes, I'll be able to click a button, and then the system will randomly pick a winner. So if everybody else is curious, because I'm definitely curious, we're gonna see if this works. So I'm gonna click this. It says your giveaway has started, and let's see if anything pops up in the chat. There we go. This is a giveaway for Northlands Caboose. Raffle has started. The subscribers use !Northlands to enter the raffle. So we've got some people typing it in. We have Andy not spelling it correctly because he's got that extra period in there, and being that it's computerized, I don't think it'll accept that.
Is that the UK spelling, Andy?
Yeah. No space between the ! and Northlands. I think it's got to be all one word. And Northlands is not spelled with an S. It's spelled with a Z. So here we go. So they're starting to come in. So Dad Cooks has gotten one ticket so far. This is a really good question. The Caboose's HO scale. So he said ! Northlands. Don't listen to what I say. Just read the little thing. It's a. I don't know if it needs to be a capital N or a lowercase n. But let's see. So Dad Cooks, it looks like Andy Ambrose has now officially entered. Oh, here we go. I had to scroll up. Jumping Someone Else's Trains has entered. Brian Page has entered. There's 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. So theoretically, when this ends, I'll be able to click this pick a winner button. Oh, here we go. We're starting to get some notifications coming back as well, saying Andy Ambrose, you've received 1 ticket. So something's working, maybe. I don't know. I feel so lost sometimes trying these new things out. Here's a reminder. I don't know why there's an A in front of the message, but this is the code here to type in with a Z. It's
How do you know when you get a ticket?
Let you know what, Steve?
How do you know when you get a ticket?
You should get a response that looks like this one in the chat. So, and Graham, it's with a Z, not an S. Streamland should tell me. I don't know why it's only letting 4 people join. I wonder if the issue is that it only thinks. What could be happening is I set it to only allow people that were members to join, and I think, sorry, oh, that's what it is. I set it to members. Okay, so we're gonna stop it and we're gonna try again because Heath is screwed up. So we're gonna stop. We're gonna go back. So while I'm fixing my screw up, why don't we say, is it hot? H-A-I? Hi? How do you pronounce that? Oh, and we can't seem to hear you.
Is it Hal?
It looks like it's H-A-I. So close entries, cancel. Confirm the cancellation. So let's go
One way to
in
get
here.
members.
Let's edit the giveaway. And let's change it to say, oh, it does say subscribers and moderators only. But then I think maybe under giveaway settings, I set it to, let's see, enter giveaway, start giveaway, keep giveaway, close, winner, cancel.
So you should be able to hear me now.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
And it's indeed high.
It is high. Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Do you have a YouTube channel that we might recognize the YouTube channel name?
Yeah, I have. It's H-H.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you just commented a little bit ago.
Yeah, that's in the chat.
Let's see if I can.
I'm a subscriber.
Yeah. I definitely am as well. If you want to just post again in the chat, and John Schuylkill River Valley will go hunt down your channel and hopefully find you. So let's so I'm still adjusting the settings. Enter giveaway. Congratulations, you received. Oh, I see. That's why it says A, because I got that there. Okay, so I'm going to say hello to hi in 1 second, but we're going to start this giveaway again, and we're going to see if this works better this time. All right. So let's try this again. So hi from H&H. What's your, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit for those of us that might not have seen your channel?
I just posted the link to my channel in the chat. So I have an
you
N
won't be
scale.
able to post your link because you're not a moderator. But if you
Okay.
just post a regular post, John will find it.
It's me.
Okay, I got a ticket. Yay!
So well,
Funny
yeah,
if you
I have
set
a
it up correctly, it
N-scale track which I'm started to build in 2019 again. My wife and I we started joining a club in 1996, but due to circumstances we stopped with that. So I was out of the hobby a long time. But I have a DC track, so the same what you have, and yeah, I'm building it here in the same room where I'm sitting at this moment. So and it's yeah, it's getting along. Almost finished with one village, and then I'm gonna start with the city itself.
have
And
you
then,
always been an N scaler?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't when we joined the club itself had only N scale, and we had modular tracks, which mean of modulars, which were connected together, and they were running on a block system. So and then transistor controlled. So we checked where the train was and made sure that the next block was free to run the train. So and I had in total of the whole setup, I had 35 meters of track. So you need to convert it yourself to feet. But it's almost 3 times. So it's what is it? 110 feet of total track, which I had. But yeah, we stopped with the hobby a long time, and then later on, yeah, in 2019, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna. My son is out of the house, so I now have the attic again,
There you
so I
go.
could build up the track again. But yeah, it's the same room where I'm sitting at this moment. But it is also part of my music studio and my workplace, plus the train room. So it's everything with it.
So you mentioned modular. Are you doing any specific modular standard, or is it kind of just what the club
No, it was
did?
with the train club where we build modules.
And what kind of musician are you?
I'm a guitar player.
Awesome. When people subscribe to your channel, what kind of stuff are you posting these days?
I'm posting the progress of the build of my layout. The last video I posted was 2 weeks ago. It was a very short video, just a flyover of the track. But the next video is continuation of the build of the connection between the village and towards the city. So it's just a progress vlog of how my track is evolving.
Awesome. And John did post your link up, so
Yep.
if people in the chat want to check that out, please go check that out. Yeah, and we've got Andy Ambrose is asking what club are you in, or what club were you in?
I'm not with a club anymore. It's just I'm the club was in another city. When we moved to another city, I stopped joining the club. There was also a little bit of hassle when children, etc. But that's another story. So we stopped the club, and I stacked away everything. But yeah, I built it up again. I started to build it up again. So now it's positioned on a what is it? 2.5 meters by 1.5 meter section, and I also have built a train yard, but that is on top of this section. So yeah, it's in progress.
Awesome. That's great. So the entries have just closed. Time ran out. So the next step is, let's see. So we've got 25 people that entered. This contest is for this caboose. I guess it helps if I switch the camera real quick so you can see. So it's the Northlands caboose, and a sticker. So if you're the winner, you'll want to go to the About page and email me. And Andy's still asking questions. Hi, what country does your model depict? What area are you modeling?
It's fictitious.
Okay.
So
There you
there
go.
is no. It's not based on anything. It's just various buildings put together. It could be German, from Austria, from the Netherlands. The trains which I have are Dutch trains and German trains. So I have an ICE. I have a Dutch train. Also, my switcher is a Dutch train, and I also have some German logs. But yeah, for the passenger trains, that's mostly Dutch and Old Dutch.
Awesome. So do people want to know who won? Or should we go on to something else? Anthony Dodge says, yeah, ICE. I don't know if you know Anthony Dodge's channel, but he pretty much only runs German trains. He's got a couple other things that he doesn't really put on his layout, but he is all in with the German trains. So
Let's see who's won.
What did Andy say? Do you know about Anthony Dodge's? Boy, Andy, that was rough to translate there. I think it says, "Do you know about Anthony Dodge's channel?" Is what Andy's asking. So
he
No,
just
I have,
for information,
I have to look it up.
he live streams at 3:30 today. In case you're
good call
interested.
there. Yes. 3:30 Eastern time.
Eastern.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, is the name of his channel. But yeah. So Sterny1 says we are all winners, so I guess that means I don't need to pick a winner. Everybody wins.
No, you just need to go back and get more cabooses.
Yeah, apparently. All right, so I'm gonna hit this pick a winner button, and hopefully this is gonna work. Tim's Trains, Mr. Island Phoenix has won. I'm gonna keep calling you Island Scenics just because there's so many Tim's Trains that. Oh, and I'm knocking things off my track. So I just put it on here. So Tim, send me an email. Let me know where you live, and we'll send a little Flemington, New Jersey Northlands train over to your area. So let's see. Congrats, Tim. Well done, Tim. Pete says fixed. Congrats, Tim. So that actually worked. That was actually kind of fun. I feel like that's Containerman says that Tim lives in Kansas, so I need to send the caboose to Kansas. Oh, I see what they're saying. They're saying that the contest was fixed. I gotcha. I was at Northlands last week. Too bad I do N scale. If you talk to the owner of Northlands, they're actually looking at doing other things, and he actually talked about possibly doing either t-trak or Fremont to add some N scale to there. So if you are interested, you can either email me or just reach out to them. But the owner is very receptive to bringing other people in. So yeah. Before we get into the next contest, which will be giving away the box car, which we'll do in a second, a couple people saw that I posted Let me share screen, application window. I posted this to my Patreon as well as to the community tab. Oh, why is it doing that? There we go. That's better. So I posted this to Patreon in my community tab. One of the things that I'm working on, if you followed my channel at all, you know that the amount of space that I have here is extremely limited. And that any time that I do kind of want to work on a project, you know, right now to work on a project, I'd have to take what's on my desk here off my desk so that I can work on something, which means finding space to store this while I'm working. But it's just a lot of sort of a thing. There is a space, a commercial space becoming available in my building. If you know about New York City commercial space costs, it is a little bit expensive, but it's not happening until June, so I've got some time to figure it out. But it's a 9-foot by 8-foot room. So what I'm thinking of doing, and let's turn off these real quick, is basically a little 9-foot by 8-foot room. This is my current desk setup with basically everything you see that's on my desk right now is what's drawn on here, with my office chair in the middle of the room. And then because it's t-trak modules, I can do a slightly different configuration, basically, you know, long instead of rectangular, and then have that kind of as my background. And then also on the wall, what I thought I would do would be to all of my sort of collection I can put on the wall. But it's a small space. It's about what I have here, but it just means that I can set stuff up permanently. So Container Man says he's got more space in his truck. Tim wants to win again. I'll get there in 1 second, Tim. We'll do another one. Yeah, so I thought, yes, if I moved to a house, it would be cheaper and all that kind of stuff. Right now, that just doesn't work. But I think doing this would give me the opportunity to grow the channel in a way that, I can't necessarily do here. So this would be Z-scale on the desk, N-scale trolley behind it. And then there'd be N-scale is what the T-trak would be. So, a lot of N-scale, Z-scale. And then what I drew in was a G-scale loop against the wall. And I had just drawn in an HO scale on the inside of that, because when I initially drew this, I didn't have any O scale. But now I have O scale. So I drew an O scale loop in as well. So my thought would be to do like a tiered or like a stepped sort of ceiling thing. So it would have to be up over the door. So it'd be about 8 feet high. But then it would be like a stepped thing with a G scale, an O scale, and an HO scale, so that I can run, some of that around the wall as well. And then I was kind of thinking in this top area here, I might have just a little paint booth by the window so that I can paint some stuff. So I'm hoping to try and make this possible. We'll see what happens. It's definitely a little bit of a long shot. But if I can make it happen, I think it would be fun to do, and I think it'll just give me some space to keep growing the channel and be able to kind of, keep growing the channel. So that's that story. Enough of that.
It looks cool to me. It looks like you could do what you want with your layouts, your room, your space. So if that's what you want to do, that's rule number one.
Yeah, and I think part of it too is a lot of people think you need a lot of space for model railroading. And a lot of what I built this channel on is that, you know, most of my channel was done here on my desk, you know, and yes, I have t-trak modules that, you know, take a little bit of time to set up and whatnot, but it's, to be a model railroader, you don't need a huge basement. You don't need a spare bedroom. You don't need, you know, all this extra space. You know, I can get quite a bit into a small space, and it makes me happy. And, you know, I've been thinking like I may add a little switching layout as well. So like the N track is, T-track is more of just, you know, continuous running, you know, to maybe add a little switching thing, but there's, you know, there's kind of plenty of room. There's plenty of room to make it work. So
it's about the kind of space that most, well, at least beginners and early days for modelers in the UK have for starting their layout. You know, a bedroom space, bit of a wall somewhere, a shed. You know, it's the kind of common area that people have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think to some extent that's going to be part of the future of model railroading is the approach of doing more in, you know, a small space or a limited amount of space. And, you know, Tim on his channel, he's doing a 2.6 foot by 6 foot O scale layout. I think it is
You
narrow
can do
gauge.
some, yeah, that's good stuff.
But you know, O scale at that size, like, yeah, it's, you know, it's possible.
It's about telling a story. If you can tell a story in, you know, in a scale which actually is small, you can do quite a lot in a small space.
Yeah. Crazy Joe, you did a great job painting that fellow from Dad Cooks.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and
That
you know,
cool.
to live in a small space and have a YouTube channel of model railroading that takes up a lot of space does take a very understanding partner. That is for sure. Absolutely. Shay's N scale. Are you Shay's Barker? Are you the same Shay?
Don't have to worry about pleasing anybody else.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Shay, if that's you, please email me your address. I emailed you back, but I don't know if you've gotten my emails, so please email me your address so I can ship out. I've got this box has your name on it, Shay, so ready to go. Let's see. So Nick's Crossings is 4 foot by 11 foot, and like his is in his attic as well. Yeah, in the UK, I feel like there are a lot more small layouts in the UK than there are here in the US. I think people want
my layout.
People like bigger layouts.
Ow! It's an ear.
How big's your layout, Joe?
Mine's 4 by 6. Sorry, I was trying to. Wrong.
John, you see that comment?
Well, it's growing.
927 now. Bill, you're a little behind.
I'm muted, but I'm sorry. I was. Yeah, that's coming up. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to say I've got some recent content on there which I could boast about, but it's a little bit out of date, some of it now. So anyway, the live streams will be happening shortly, so keep an ear out.
Yeah, my layout's all fantasy.
What is
I did that fantasy railroad for quite a while when I was living in an apartment with my wife and 2 boys. So I feel sorry. I sympathize.
Yeah.
I'm modelling a real railway rather than fantasy, but it feels like fantasy a lot of the time because I've only managed to do it in the simulator. So as yet, it's still projected in the future somewhere.
And I guess sort of my thought on a lot of this is that I want my layouts to be proto-lance is what I would call it. In that I think I want it to be based in somewhat reality, meaning like if I want to build a building, I want it to kind of look like a building. If I want, a hill, I want it to look like a hill. But it's ultimately going to be freelance. It's ultimately going to be my railroad. It's going to be what I want.
Absolutely.
So I think
Yeah,
it's interesting,
yeah.
kind of the scale from fantasy to 100% real, and back and forth. So
Yeah, unless you're an accurate historic modeler wanting to recreate the buildings precisely and that sort of thing. But the effort to do that can take years, and most of us haven't got years. So, and our interests are usually quite varied, aren't they? I like some of the older stuff. I like a bit of the more modern, but the layout I'm planning on is the signalling hasn't changed much for years, so I'm not. It will look basically correct for quite a long period of time,
yeah,
and I can get away with things. So I can have a number of eras running, and I'm going to stretch that at both ends to make it, showing different trains throughout the ages, sort of thing. But I've got my particular interest in British Railways changeover period to from steam to diesel, the early diesels. Different colour liveries coming in then up through to sectorization. So not so interested in the more modern stuff, which is around now. But I find that if you want to spend out a lot of money on very latest modern stuff, you can do that. But I'm in the middle. I don't have a huge amount of cash, so I'm making do with what's been around for a while, but also what I can upgrade slowly and what I can work
that's for
with.
me too. It's like I want to be able to run a GG1 and a steam locomotive and an SD70 Ace and just sort of pull what I want to pull. Like I love the old heavyweight passenger cars, but I also like some of the newer stuff too. And um uh yeah, it's my railroad, as they say.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
that matters.
you decide what you do with your railroad, what you want.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like,
So
to some extent too, like, I love the fact that, like, this Z scale layout is kind of a layout in itself, right? And then I've got the N scale that's kind of a layout in itself. And being sort of modular in a sense, it allows me to say, okay, on this layout, I'm going to make it, sort of this style. And then on the other thing, I'm going to make it that sort of style. And I think that's, I like that approach. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I've got quite a hankering to have a triang layout. There's a couple of channels that are specialising in triang. The old plastic,
Yeah.
quite plasticky looking
Yeah.
stuff. But the models were pretty good, and they still run well. But the wheels are a little bit chunky sometimes, and your track needs to be the thicker scale track and that sort of thing. But I like it still, and I've got an old workshop in the garage, which attached to the end of the garage, and I'm thinking if I did that space out, maybe I could do it there. Maybe one day I could extend it around the garden, So yeah. But I do like the finer scale end of things as well. So I wanted to run a Triang diesel multiple unit around on my Code 100 track, and it was bouncing over the rails. So I got so frustrated. This was a couple of years ago. I got my drill out with an attachment on it, and I just shaved off the back of the wheels to make it fit. I mean, I was that.
Well, with my O scale stuff, I mean, the GG1 I got is O gauge, right? So it already looks a little funny. So the other stuff I'm gonna get is likely gonna be more of, you know, Lionel's. I'm gonna call it their toy line, right? Sort of more their fantasy, you know, like their aquarium cars, or their sort of more, you know, definitely not prototypical things. But before we get to this giveaway, let's talk about some giveaways that are coming up. So I'm not going to do them today, but just to show off what's coming so people can see it. Iron Planet Hobbies, one of my sponsors, donated a DR4018. This is a DCC decoder. It's got 16 basically discrete outputs, but you can use them for different things. They've got signaling presets, they've got various lighting presets, they've got turnout presets. This decoder can be used for a lot of different things, and it doesn't, you can use it with any DC system. You can see too, it's got power. Well, maybe you can see. It's got power on the one side. So the track signal actually comes in over here. And then the power actually comes in on the other side. So if you have things that you don't want to power off of your track power, it's got a whole separate output. So this is an upcoming giveaway. CMR Products, my other channel sponsor, will be doing some giveaways from them as well. I'm still working out what they are. But one giveaway that I'm kind of excited about is Manny Fernandez sent me these, what they're called, they're billboard Ringling Brothers cars. So they come with this little like billboard shaped thing that rides on top of the flat car. And I was sharing these with some of the Sidetrack Sunday crew, and Rick Bailey said, well, why don't you make a billboard with, you know, the Humanity City Junction logo on it? So I worked with John Tanzillo, and we 3D printed these blank billboards that I can put these stickers on. And I made them, this is the N scale size, and this is the HO scale size. So I'm going to be giving away some Circus flat cars with Humanity Junction branded billboards. Just because I think it's fun. And I think it's kind of, I just think that'll kind of be fun to do. So that's coming up as well, and I hope people find that interesting. But, you know, people talk about decorating boxcars and sharing boxcars, or, you know, different sort of traveling cars, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to do that as one of the giveaways. So
that's
Lee,
really nice stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Not much.
Lee from Anfield Roads joined us.
Not doing much on the layout. I've done a little bit of brought two scenery videos out. One yesterday, and that's about it. I've got my modelling one on Sunday.
So Lee, are you ready for this next giveaway?
Yeah.
The question is, am I ready?
Okay. Yeah, that's the question.
That is the question. So let's, so instead of exclamation point Northlands, let's make it something else. Let's make it, make it say Wonderland. Because it says, on the box car, it said the Scenic Wonderland. So we'll make it say exclamation point Wonderland.
How are you?
And I'm going to click start giveaway again. So it'll be a similar sort of thing. 1 ticket per person, exclamation Wonderland. It's for this Northlands boxcar that I showed. Entries will be open for 5 minutes. Anthony, you need to wait until I hit start giveaway in order to enter. But let's try this and see what happens. And we're hopefully off. Let's see, entry open. I don't know why the timer hasn't started. Is it not working? Oh, well, it looks like the timer might not be working, but it looks like people are entering. So it's 12:44. We'll say at 12:50. So at 10 after, we'll shut it down and we'll pick a winner. I don't know. I don't know why the timer's not running, but
If it's a one delay, I need the Mad Hatter. That's in here.
yeah, no, that's the top of it. So. Oh, is it? It's only. Oh, it's doing it again. Hold on. Hold on. Close entries. Hold on. Cancel. Hold on. I screwed up again. Let's go in here. Let's. I told you the giveaways were gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. So take it and change it to everyone. Oh, timer. See, timer disabled. Timer enabled. 5 minutes. We'll save it. Isn't this fun? Aren't
It's
people
always
enjoying
fun.
this?
It's entertaining,
Okay.
that's for sure.
Oh boy.
It's
Hey, if
entertaining
I
with
can't
me.
figure this out, I get to keep the boxcar, right? Isn't that how this works? All right,
30 stuff on here for people like me.
here we go. It's happening.
You start it?
Thief.
It started. Let's try this again.
Oh, Drago.
So who's got a good story while we're watching this stuff come in?
Don't look at me.
Don't look.
Nobody.
I've got nothing either.
Steve, you've always got something to say.
When I'm
What?
not muted.
Can't mute. Childers.
Did my camera change?
What? No, I see.
Yeah, but I'm frozen.
Not
You're
on
not.
mine, you're not.
Well,
Oh.
I had to refresh my YouTube screen to see the link.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, YouTube sometimes does that. So, out of curiosity, while we're here too, and people are doing this and whatnot, and I guess this is for people on the panel too. But what do you guys think of this style of giveaway? This sort of using this kind of raffle sort of method to do this.
Whatever works is fine.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah,
way
right.
to do your giveaways, what you
If you can
use.
get it to work.
Yeah. Well,
We need more 0 and 30.
I need more
All
0 and
different
30.
people have different ways on doing giveaways. I use spinny wheel. You have all different ways on doing it.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
quite
was-
good. Yeah.
I was
It
thinking
is.
of
I've
doing.
got
I
a
like the
giveaway
method.
coming up in 2 weeks on my channel. But look, you've got to look at. There's going to be a video coming out very shortly for it.
What I like about this method is that it's pretty instantaneous, and you don't need to sort of have an entry video and have people enter and then come back and do like a whole separate thing. I kind of like that it's a kind of an all-in-one scenario.
So it's part of StreamYard, is it?
It is Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. Right.
So what I'm doing is the bot that I use is a part of Streamlabs. You can see sort of the little logo on this message is Streamlabs, and I am using that bot with OBS and StreamYard. So it's kind of an independent thing. But yeah, 2 minutes left. 29 people have entered. What did Andy just type? John says seems easier to manage than Sparky's guess a number. Probably is. Tim, you have not won yet. This seems to work well. I agree. What I do want to figure out is there's a way to do it where instead of sharing the screen, you can actually have it pop up as an overlay, and it'll like do like alerts and like fancy stuff. But for now, I thought this was good.
Seeing all your cabooses going around and giving a caboose away, the questions come to my mind from the UK. Obviously, we have brake vans over here, but what's the origin of the word caboose? Do you know?
I have no idea. I want to know why the plural of caboose isn't cabooses. Because
Yeah,
I think it should be,
cabooses.
goose and geese, not cabooses.
Yeah, because we call them brake vans here.
Yeah.
I got a hunch it's something to do. The origin has to do with being the end.
But did the end was it named caboose because it was the end? But do we think of caboose as the end because it was which came first, the chicken or the egg?
The railway.
So you think the railway caboose came first?
I don't know. It could be, for all I know, it could be American Indian origin. I don't know.
Roy,
don't quote me on that.
So Roy, unfortunately, I can't get the picture from my text up here, but Roy, who's called Container Man 68, just sent me a picture. He said, maybe this is my addiction, and he sent me a picture of a bunch of containers. I do think it is his addiction because, here we go. It's an old Dutch German word that means little house. Early workers on railroads called it that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I just pulled up too. It was some guy has traced the possible root of caboose to the obsolete Low German word Kabhuse, a small cabin erected on a sailing ship's main deck.
There we go.
We knew it had come from Anthony. Anthony's always got it's come up with the. If you can't ask Anthony, Anthony doesn't know anything. It's usually we can ask J94 Kieran.
Well, if Anthony doesn't know it, I don't think anybody knows it. I think that's kind of
no. Believe it or not, if Anthony doesn't know it,
or it shouldn't be known.
Right, exactly. So should we pick a winner?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah,
John, I agree.
Steve.
That was very interesting. That's actually what I really love about these live streams is these questions come up, and then somebody just has an answer.
Google had the answer. I just read it.
Well, Anthony Dodge just said some use Google. I use my memory.
Yeah, I use Google. Google's my friend.
Yeah.
GTS.
If people in the chat want to start promoting their own channels, if you've got contests coming up, if you're close to any sort of subscriber milestones, post up where you're at. After we pick a winner, I'm going to probably kind of wrap this up. So for people that are up on the screen, if any of you guys have any things coming up that you guys want to mention, maybe now would be a great time to...
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Mine is
Awesome.
Rail Artist, and I've been away from it for about a month because I had a problem with railroad burnout. I've been working on my railroad for a year and a half straight, hours on day, and it just got to the point that I couldn't handle it. So I gave it up for a month, and now I'm getting back into it, and
Cool.
I'll start producing some more videos pretty quickly.
I hope you do, Raylar. I am sub to you.
Say that again?
I'm sub to your rail art. I've seen some of your videos you done, and then you had the timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely look forward to that.
I'll get back into it eventually. I got a lot of other things I'm doing. I'm working on a book, writing it, not coloring in it, on human anatomy for art students. And I'm also an artist, and I have to draw and draw and draw. So time's limited. I got to share it.
Awesome. Anyone else on panel?
Yeah, I've got something, and yes.
What's going on with you, Lee?
Sunday, I've got me modelling Sunday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock my time. I've got me modelling Sunday.
Awesome.
I've got that I run, and I actually, believe it or not, I am actually looking for a couple of people. I have got 2 people for it, but if anyone wants to come on, show their layouts, send me an email and I'll get back to them with the link if they want to come on the panel and show their layouts.
Now, is that 12
time is
a.m.?
that?
Is that 12 a.m. midnight or noon?
Eastern Standard Time. It's 5 o'clock UK time, but
PM?
12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, your time.
Noon.
It's 12,
It's actually
noon.
PM, Lee.
12
when it
noon,
is.
so it's PM. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I ain't getting up to watch nobody at midnight.
Yeah, usually the streams are too late.
That's what it does.
And especially now with daylight saving, you need to calculate it different.
Some of the
it's 5 hours sometimes and 6 hours other times. So yes, it's
well, for Eastern Standard to the UK time, it's now 4 hours, and for Eastern Standard up to Central European time, it's 5 hours, and it used to be 6 hours. So in a week's time, so we still have a week to go. The last weekend of March, then Europe will change to daylight saving, and then it's again 5 hours for the UK and 6 hours for Central European.
Yeah, I can't keep that straight. I go to timeanddate.com, and that's the only way I can keep it straight. So it's so hard for me to.
Well, it works out 12 o'clock. 12. It's 5 o'clock at night my time, but 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, noon.
Yeah, noon.
If you guys want to see a channel that's taking off right now, SoCal Scale Models.
Oh yeah,
Doing a lot of videos
Yeah.
on like operating and various things, but like real good quality videos. But yeah.
I think
Just
once
going
Vinny had
through-
him on, he really started taking off.
He was taken off before that, actually.
Was he?
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Anyone else on panel got something they want to say before I hit the pick a winner button?
Yeah, I'm working on doing the live stream, so I'm testing live streams out for getting live. I have currently live stream test running where it shows the pictures around from my layout. So that's, but yeah, that is a unlisted live stream. So the people who want to see it, they need to get the link, of course, of the live stream itself. But I'm just testing it just to make sure that everything works and that my system can run it. But this weekend I will produce another video, the continuation of the build of my village, which is Cody Village.
If you want any help at all with your live streams, let me know. I'm happy to help with the tech side of it. And at the beginning of the streams I do and some others, I have a list that runs of all the streams. So as John's pointing out, just let myself or John know you start doing a regular stream, and we'll add it to the list.
I will try do it once a month for starters, and I know that it's not inside the same range that the normal live streams is, because I try to follow the live stream from Tom's Trains and Things, from Sparky, but yeah, he stopped his Wednesday live streams.
Yep.
So and also Uncle Vinny, and who does his live streams. But yeah, sometimes they are just too late because it's 2 in the morning, and I need to start working at 5 in the morning. So.
And that's part of why I actually do 2 live streams a week, pretty much. I do the Friday ones at this earlier time, which allows like a lot of people to stop by on their lunch breaks and various stuff like that. And then I do one on Monday nights, which I actually start at 6 o'clock, so it's a little bit earlier for some of you guys, but it is, unfortunately, there's sort of geographic limitations that we all have to abide by.
That's 6 o'clock New York time. And what would it be in West Virginia?
6 o'clock New York time is 6 o'clock in West Virginia. Although you may need to show up early, because I know they do things a lot slower in West Virginia than we do here in New York. So
slow? Come
on. Andy says 2 a.m. lightweight. Try tuning into the West Coast streams from the UK. Yeah, sometimes. But yeah, so I think Steve and/or John, did you have any other final parting thoughts?
Well, thanks for the boost with the subs. I'm up to 930, and I apologise if you heard a loud bell coming through, because every time I click on my channel to check, it starts playing one of my videos at me. So, anyway,
all good.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I'll be subscribing here in a minute, John. I don't have anything else. I've just been tinkering during the stream, so, and trying to behave myself.
There's a first.
That is a first. Steve Newt Childers behaving himself.
So let's do this. Let's hit pick a winner. Containerman 68. See that? He was joking about sending the other one to Kansas, and it looks like he got himself all hooked up anyway.
Congratulations, Containerman. Roy winning it.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the stream. I hope it was at least somewhat interesting for people. Congrats to the winners, Tim from Tim's Trains and blah, 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 that used to be Island Scenics, that used to be FMR. And congrats to Containerman. Just send me some Containerman since it's about time. Container, weren't you saying this is fixed? So if it's fixed and you won, I don't know. Maybe we need to do a new drawing or something. But yeah. So Tibbs Trains Modeling Adventures got the caboose. Containerman 68 got the boxcar. I'll be back Monday, but we got Anthony at 3:30. I think Hot Rod's going to be on at 7, but Hot Rod Rodney 25. Vinny's on at 8 o'clock tonight. And then there's just a lot of other stuff going on. So, please check everybody out and have a great weekend, everybody. And thanks for coming.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, real quick. Go for it, Mike.
You thanked us for being here. I think we must thank you for providing the platform for us. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, thank you.
I really do appreciate that. I really enjoy being able to do these.
Yeah, you're a ham.
How rude.
On that note, I am going to roll my outro and bid everybody a farewell. Thank you.
Thank you, Heath. Take care.
Bye.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.